On today's episode of the Film Breakdown Show, we got some things to build off going into the bye. We got some good defensive execution. We got Bobby Wagner looking spry. And then we got some great execution from the offense. That touchdown from Deebo Samuel is a work of art. It all starts right now. Welcome to the Film Breakdown Show. I'm Logan Paulson here with Just a Guy Jason. As always, we're in the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. Jason, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. Little jet lagged. How are you?
Yeah, same. Getting back at it a little bit here. Feeling better today than I did yesterday. But the thing that's making me feel, Jason, some type of way, I don't know how to negotiate these feelings, is this defense was really well executed. And we're going to look at some clips as to why it was well executed. I know in the comments, people are like, we got to talk about our team more. Let's talk about our team more. This is some good stuff here.
Vamos,
Commanders. I had that shirt, man. I wore that like 4 days in a row. Anyway, all right, so this is the Jonathan Jones sack here, right? And so I'll just let the clip run, and then we'll talk about what I like about it, right? So here it is. Great job, Jonathan Jones, finishing this thing up. There is so much good about this, so much good. So right now, let's just start on the perimeter, okay? This looks like man-to-man coverage, okay? Some type of man here, okay? Tua obviously thinks it's man coverage. Let's start with the back half and then work our way down to the blitz. Look at this. Look at this rotation. Look at how long they held this rotation in the snap count. We're going to get here to the middle. He's going to drop back to the Tampa 2, and we end up with a two-high structure, Tampa 2, and look at just watch. This is poetry, man. Watch this thing distribute. Watch everybody's on a string. Nobody's out of sequence. Look at Reeves' eyes here, man. Look at his eyes. They're right down the pipe on his work. This is the passing strength over here. Great job by him. We're in the spot. Everybody's blanketed up because everyone's got great eye discipline, right? They're trying to run some type of, I guess what I would say, like mesh. Mesh is a concept everyone runs. It's basically like you get a crosser here, you get a crosser here, you get a sit down over the ball, and then you get somebody running like some type of clear out over there. And just watch the eyes. Like number 2, who I was going to say is this guy right here. Watch him. He runs away. Look at Jacob Martin. Watch his eyes follow. He points it out. His eyes go right here. He picks up Jalen Waddle on the crosser. Like, look at Bobby Wagner. Same thing. Eyes on the crosser. Eyes on the crosser. We cover everything up. I mean, this is big-time stuff. Look at our guys working to the flats here. Flat, getting hands on the reroute. Like, eyes to the quarterback. Like, this is big-time coverage distribution off of a really well-executed disguise. Like, this is so fun to watch. And again, it's how everybody moves together in the secondary that makes this thing so good. So like I said, we're going to start back and work our way down. Now let's get to the front. So basically they do a good job here of getting 4 to this side of the center, or 3 to this side of the center. We got Bobby and Revo here with a big up top here. Let's actually do the big so you can all see him. Big. And we got a bunch of littles running around in here that make the count tough. The Dolphins, they send the center this way in terms of slide. So working the slide this way, that means the back's going to work to this side, which is smart because there's 2 littles over here. Okay, we're going to treat Frankie, who's right here, like a big in terms of our protection rules. Awesome. Slide away. The back sees, watch the back. The second he sees Bobby drop out, Revo drop out, he says, oh, I'm good in my protection rules. I'm going to get out of my route. And watch the front distribute here. Watch Kinlaw first and foremost. He makes this play. So he is on the, what is this, the center's right side, center's left if you're looking at it from the defensive left. Watch him get all the way out here. He becomes the contained player. First off, let's appreciate that. That's big time right there. So if Tua were to flush this direction, he would get the sack here. Really well executed. That's a small detail that I felt like has been missing a little bit. Great to see them hit that there. Okay, now excellent job here. Look at our guy Jones. Watch his eyes on the receiver. Like, that's big time. We're not giving it away. We're not tipping cornerback pressure. And so here we go. We disguise it so well. The fullback checks his responsibilities. This is actually his, right? This is actually his late in the down. But because it was so well disguised, we get a free run to the quarterback. So I look at this and I say, coverage, excellent. disguise, excellent. The execution of the pressure is excellent, man. Getting here, working there, here, and then getting the free run to the quarterback. It's a 4-man rush. This is the definition of a simulated pressure, right? We're rushing 4. We're getting, 7 in coverage. Brilliant job right here. This is one of my favorite plays from this game, Jason.
So my question is, I thought this was a blitz when I first saw it, obviously, because the corner's coming in. But like you said, it's a 4-man rush still. It's just simulated as if it's pressure.
Yeah.
So my question for you is, how effective is it? Is it more effective to do simulated pressures like this or to actually have a blitz? Let's say this is 5 men coming in the corner off the side. My point is, as a defensive coordinator, when are you making this call that's a simulated pressure versus an actual pressure, and how do you mix those together to never seem, for the quarterback, they never quite know what's going on?
It's a really good question. So ideally, you always want to rush with 4, right? In a perfect world, you get Myles Garrett, Aaron Donald, all these good passers out there, and you say, we're going to rush with 4, we're going to win with 4.
And you want to do that because you have more help in the back.
You get more coverage people,
Gotcha.
right? So this is really cool because we've been able to get the benefits of bringing a blitz without diminishing our coverage responsibilities. So one of the things in pressure is if you can get a 4-man overload, it usually breaks protection rules, right? So they did this, the Commanders did it because basically when they send the slide this way, so they send the slide in this direction, you have 3 guys who they think are going to block 3 players, right? The back is now responsible for these guys over here. Back. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So when basically the back is going to check here, and then he's going to check here, and then he's going to wrap back if he feels like there's 4 weak in terms of pressure responsibilities, okay? So he'll check here, and then he would wrap back for 4. The problem is he doesn't see that it's 4 because the corner does such a good job disguising the rush here. So you get the benefits of a 4-man overload here, right, without actually bringing a 4-man overload. And so you get this free run to the quarterback, so beautiful design. Again, we talked about how Kinlaw does a great job becoming the contained player here. But look at the coverage distribution. This is a traditional Tampa 2. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 underneath. We got 2 deep. He's the Tampa player pushing vertical. This is it, man. And you see how there's no free runners. There's nobody not in coverage. Everyone's got great eyes on the quarterback. They can play the football here if they want to. This is a great opportunity to get, we talk about turnovers. Dan talks about all the time. This is a great opportunity to get a turnover. It's beautifully executed. Perfect time to call it. Really, really fantastic job by them.
Is it also intentional? I mean, I assume it is, as smart as Dan Quinn is. Is it intentional that you're bringing the corner from the defensive left because you have a left-handed cornerback and it's harder for them to see that coming?
Yeah, I think, on the game plan, I think Dan mentioned that. So we did some of the same plays for the game plan. So Coach talks about these too. So make sure you check out the game plan. But yeah, I think the blind side rusher here, Dan mentioned that was a priority for them. And you get the free runner to the blind side of the quarterback. So he can't even adjust to this until it's much too late in the down. He ends up getting a sack. So not only does it fool the running back, fools the offensive line, fools the quarterback, and you still end up with great blanketed coverage in the secondary. There's no free runners. Guys are matched up. It's awesome. It's really a fantastic play.
All right, and my last question, and I'll shut up.
No, you stop that.
Is have we seen this? Why does it feel like we haven't seen this earlier in the season? Have we done stuff like this? Were we not in a position to do things like this in the sense of these simulated pressures, a blitz from a corner? I feel like I haven't seen in a while, but of course I don't dissect every play.
I mean, they do bring nickel pressures, which is technically would be a corner, right? They have done that a little bit. I think the thing that jumps out to me is the execution of it. They've run versions of this where, the guy that's supposed to loop out for contain gets caught here, right? And this guy goes too wide. And so it makes this guy go a little bit wider than he needs to. And that might not be a corner, that might be Frankie or somebody, but the blitz pattern is not just right. And then the coverage in the back end doesn't distribute well. So I guess the thing that sticks out to me is we've run, maybe not this exact thing, but versions of this that the execution here is top shelf.
So when something's executed well, it almost looks like a different play.
To me, it did. Like that's the thing is like when I was watching this, I was like, wow, like this is. I mean, just like I could watch this in the back end here 100 times. Like nobody is too far from. Like just look at look at the timing of all 7 guys in the back end just doing what they're supposed to do. 6 guys in the back end, 7 guys in the back end. Like it's beautiful. Like look at that. Look at the timing. I'm the flat player. This is the flat player. He's the flat player here. Let's see if I can get this flat player. Safety, like in the spacing between these guys is excellent.
Yeah, I don't know where you go with the ball if you're Tua, except maybe you're looking across your body to the back that leaked out. But man, that's a hard throw, and even so, you're not getting to the sticks. 30,
you're
right?
going to make a tackle, and because look at everyone's eyes, man. They can play. They're playing to their responsibilities. We just talked about that, right? And they also have eyes to the quarterback. Like it's really well. It's basically the point of this is like. It's a well-designed play, no doubt, but it's definitely the execution that makes it come to life. And I think that was a big theme throughout this game, which was great to see from the defense because we hadn't really seen it from them for a couple of weeks.
All right, last question. I know I said that earlier, but is this play and this point in the game, is this what the marriage between Witt and DQ as far as defense is this what it should look like, in your opinion, moving forward? Is this what they're trying to get to? Because DQ has said Joe Witt's a part of the game planning of this coming up. So my suspicion is that this is a Witt's come up with this, right, with DQ, and it's then DQ calls it at the right time. So it's like this is what you want to see out of the defense moving forward with those two?
Yeah, I think so. And I think the other thing too, just as a reminder for fans at home, like we were a heavy man team before this. So this concept that they're running, this mesh concept, is designed to create picks and designed to kill man coverage, right? It's also good versus zone, but it's really good versus man. So I look at this as one of the things that Dan did in this game, just in general, was called more zone. And that might have been a point of emphasis for them this week. But you can tell that like teams were trying to beat man coverage here, and we got the right call. And so I think it's well designed, it's well executed. I think it's a shift in philosophy a little bit too, right? To kind of say, hey, we're going to be more of zone. We're going to kind of play blend but don't break. We're going to keep everything in front of us. And you can just see the confidence that guys are playing with in terms of matching this route concept. So I know this is one play, but I think I picked this because to me it's indicative of the defense as a whole this week, like in terms of how they played. And hopefully, like you said, Joe Witt Jr., Dan Quinn, this continued execution at a high level becomes the standard for the Commanders, which I think is what Dan wants. All right, let's get to the next play. So this was the fourth down stop in the goal line. And this is a play that is so well thought out by Miami. This is a play that everybody runs. I used to call it red line. So basically what comes up is they motion down. They get their number 1 or number 2 receiver on Frankie Louvu. So you get this, he's going to run it out. Boom. He's matching up with Frankie. Frankie's right here. Boom, match up with Frankie. Okay? And so you're hoping that guy will win. This receiver is going to take an outside release here. It's supposed to pull this coverage of the DB, Mikey Sanderson, up and out. You want to create a void here for the outbreaking route, the outbreaking player, number 6 in this case. Great job by Mikey here, because this is kind of some type of quarters or some type of cover 2. I can't really tell exactly, where his eyes stay to the quarterback. So I'm helping Frankie out by my body position, not vacating too quickly. But watch, he's able to carry this vertical with eyes to the quarterback. Good job. And then good job by Frankie being aggressive. Good job by Frankie being aggressive to the contact here, collisioning the receiver, and then pushing.
Because you're within those 5 yards, you can do that. Yep.
And then pushing to the flat. Okay, so that's the first thing. But on red line or goal line is what they called it. Red line or goal line, depending on what system I was in. This guy's going to run it out. This guy's going to run a wide and go. Now, it's not an accident to me that Waddle here is in the slot, because one of the things on red line is you take this next player and you run him across. So what you're hoping is this out pulls this defender away, and you get this big, gigantic void here for Waddle coming across, because the guy that's got to match him is Bobby Wagner here, right? So you're getting your best receiver on a coverage player that's not very good. So a linebacker, and that's not saying anything about Bobby. That's just saying linebackers in general. I want a number 1 receiver on a linebacker.
Middle linebacker.
Right. And so what you get here is great job by Bobby, anticipating and understanding the concept, because one of the things they also do is they run like little jerk routes here and run vertical. They run across. Good job by Bobby staying square. And then once the receiver declares the route, look at our guy Bobby. Get after it and break underneath this thing. Like, this play should win versus this coverage. It should, right? It should win. Like, this is pulling everybody out. We just talked about that. These players are playing safety coverage here. Like, there's nobody in the middle of the field. There's not a single person in the middle of the field. It's Waddle versus Bobby Wagner in a one-on-one coverage situation, and there is a ton of grass here. It's like isolation basketball if you like, Kobe Bryant for the Lakers or whatever. So, and then great job by Bobby identifying, and then look at the angle that he takes here to get this thing knocked down. It's really fantastic. And you can see to his eyes, man, he starts with the out's dead, goes to the cross. He's like, man, I'm going to score a touchdown. I'm going to be a hero. 4th and 2, touchdown, Dolphins. And Bobby says, psych, bro. I've seen this before. And doesn't he look, Jason, like he lost a couple years here? Look at the speed he has here to break this thing up, and let's get off the football
Very
field.
London Fletcher-esque.
Yeah.
We were looking at some London
tape
highlights
so
a little earlier.
For those of you guys who tuned into this show because we're going to break down London Fletcher and B. Mitch, we're sorry that's not them. They are, this is going to sound mean, but they're so old that they don't have any Hall 22 film we have access to. We had to contact NFL Films, and they have B-roll basically of them tackling and stuff. So nothing to break down really. So that's why we're here. But it looked a little bit like London Fletcher right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that, Logan, can you talk to me why there's, I hear a lot of noise around Bobby this season.
Mm-hmm.
Is it that he's lost a step this year as compared to other years? Is this something that he can do, but the defense is putting him in a position to make the play? Because there are times where he's chasing the fastest player on the other team.
Yeah.
And maybe that feels not ideal. But then I don't know who else on the team is going to make this play, because this seems like a football IQ thing. This seems like, you said, I've seen this 1,000 times, so I know the break.
So this is a great question. Let's go back to this other play too. This is Bobby right here, right? He's right here in the line of scrimmage. And watch his movement skills here. Watch him get out. Watch him, look at his eyes, look at his vision, back to the quarterback, and then I'm going to find this crosser late, right? Great job. And again, look at the position. And it's the position of everybody. Now let's go back to this play here. Here's Bobby again, right here. I think I talked to Fletch about this, and we both kind of said the same thing on the Booth Review podcast. This is the most confident I've seen all 3 linebackers and the nickel play. They just knew their rules really well. And so I think that's part of it. Bobby looked faster and more confident. And the whole look at Noah Igbenogany right here. He's on Devin A-Chain. Look at him play outside leverage on the route. A-Chain's trying to run an in-breaking route, right? Because all they're trying to do is here, and then he's going to go across, and then A-Chain's going to fill the zone if the linebacker takes the thing away, right? And watch Noah, he's with good leverage, and look him play that. It's almost like they knew it was coming, right? And you can just see they were prepared and confident and playing this stuff in a way that we haven't seen for a couple weeks. And this play, the first play, this play, I think show it at a tremendously high level. Just the confidence and the dexterity, even for the nickel, the 3 linebackers in the nickel all played really well in this game. And I think a lot of it is they just seem to know the intent of the Miami offense, and they seem to know their rules and the coverages just better. And I think that was, for me as a fan, I know they lost the game. It was really fun to see that transition. I don't know how they got there, but it was cool.
You're saying this is a good brick to lay down for a foundation moving forward the rest of the season?
I think so, yeah. I mean, again, I'm not saying they're going to be like the 85 Bears, but this is good defense now, right? And if the offense can play serviceably, possess the football, and you can play complementary football, get support from special teams, you can win some games now.
I have a crazy stat for you, Logan.
Yes, what we got?
Every time that Dan Quinn has called a defense, so he's been a defensive coordinator calling plays, he has not had worse over a season a top 5 defense.
Yeah, I mean,
ever in his career. And so you kind of, I'm wondering why is that?
Yeah, it's 1 week, right? But this was the most detailed that this group has been. Probably this season. And
is it simplifying? Is it understanding the rules? Is it everybody knowing their job and doing their job? And
you guys should watch the game plan show, because he talks about that a little bit, how this is the look that we showed them on Friday. This is the look that we showed them on Tuesday. This is the same blitz. This is how they called the protection. And so it sounds like they had a really good feel for what Miami wanted to do, and Dan was able to just put the guys in a good position to be successful. Dan, Joe Witt Jr., the whole defensive staff. I don't want to give credit here, but like that's what it felt like to me. Is like to me when I see Bobby do this, like it's like he's got the answers to the test a little bit, you know? And so for him to kind of say, "Oh, I know what's happening, and let me go make this play."
This feels like Bobby of last year.
Yeah, it does, and I think that's the whole defense felt that way. All right, so we talked a lot about like the technical elements of the defense and what's going on. And a guy that just played absolutely out of his face was Javon Kinlaw. And I don't think you're going to see that in the PFF grade because he had 2 penalties, and they weigh those penalties really heavily. But just watch my man here physically, like the physical violence he presents here on this play. Just through this guy's face, look at his outside shoulder, how his outside shoulder's free here. Like this is something that he's struggled with throughout his career, and I see this staff cultivating and developing this. Outside shoulders free. Watch him use his hands and pull through this guy's outside shoulder. Also, I got to give Bobby a shout out here. It would be so easy for Bobby to see this running back go here, but look at him trust Kinlaw. Kinlaw's got this gap. This is my gap. This is Goldman's gap. This is Holmes's gap. This is Frankie's gap. Like they are gapped out here. They're doing a great job. And again, Kinlaw playing through here. Everyone's doing their job. No one's got a cape on. I mean, that's a great play by Kinlaw, so maybe he's got a cape on. But playing through, and then look at Bobby, man. Just playing through contact. We get 1 commander, 2 commander, 3 commander, 4 commander, 5 commander, 6 commander to the football and and this is 3rd down. Sets up the 4th down stop in a second. But look at the aggressiveness here. Look at our guy McGee. Like, do you think these guys are having fun playing hard football? Like, I think so. They're tackling everybody. And so this is an awesome play. It gets me fired up as a fan of football to see this level of violence, this level of technique, and this level of pursuit and running to the football. So, love this play.
Yeah, I love the gap discipline here.
Yeah, which is something, again, that they haven't been great at so far this year. So to see it in a critical moment and to see a guy win in a critical moment is awesome. All right, so now let's go to the offense. And I am a sucker for just nerdy football stuff, right? So look at our guy Marcus here, right? He's going to walk up. We've talked about this before. Say, hey, easy. I'm going to talk to you guys. We're going to like maybe say a couple words this way. We're going to say a couple words this way. We're going to tell the back what's going on. And we're going to get back. And what do they get to here? They get to a little run. And let's talk about this because this is big time stuff here. So in the low red, it's really hard to find yards. So to get an 8-yard play like that or a 9-yard play is big. So Marcus comes up to the line of scrimmage and he sees this. Boom. 2 high safeties. That means that they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys in the blocks. We talked about this before. How many blockers they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is an advantageous look for the Washington Commanders offense.
Because that means there's no hat on the running back.
No hat on the running back. Even this guy, right? Like you can see them calling this play out. Like look at the linebacker. Like they start pointing. They're like, look at this. Like look at this guy. He's like, look over here. They're going to run it this way. If I can open this up here with my fat fingers, cancel. He's pointing this way. He knows what's going on, but they hold the disguise, right? And look at this combination here by Chris and Tyler. Like they have great leverage here to this guy. He's got to fight through a lot of traffic to get here, and it's actually the backside guy that ends up playing up and then over. And watch, this is the thing about C-Rod too that I really appreciate, is great job by Marcus getting in the right position. Great job by Moore as a receiver blocking. Like this is a big time deal here too to wall this guy out. And then C-Rod, bring your own blocker, run through a dude's face, right? Bow. Like that's a tough look for that guy to be in. No one wants to be there. And then just finish that run falling forward, man. And again, people say, oh, like why is the run, like what's going on with the run game? Why has it been struggling the last couple of weeks? I think it's come back to life a little bit because you get Marcus making these observations in critical moments and putting the guys in the best position to be successful. And C-Rod's running downhill like an absolute lunatic, and you're not getting contact until you're 4 or 5 yards in the line of scrimmage. Like, this is big-time stuff, and this gets me fired up when I see stuff like this. Great physical run, great mental game there by the quarterback, and great execution by the offensive line.
You've been teaching me stuff over the last couple of weeks here, Logan. So let me see if I can't point something out. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. All right, so the first thing I'm going to say is that we've had some episodes where we've talked about why are we not under center out of the I formation.
Yep.
If we're under center here, and let's just say we're under center with one back, okay? chances are one of those safeties is going to come down and fill in that box, right? Because you're thinking that's probably going to be a run.
Maybe,
Maybe,
yeah,
right?
maybe.
So they're just going to shade down just a little bit because under center, more often than not, that's where you are for a run play, especially in the low red. So let's just assume that that's what happens if you're under center. By staying in the shotgun, you're keeping the safeties out. The other thing that we have here is that you've told me Marcus is maybe the best in the NFL at these reads. All right, so 20, who C-Rod just obliterates his face right there, is late to getting over there because he has to respect Marcus a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Right?
I think that's
so that freezes him.
I think that's true. So like everyone talks about gun and like being in the gun does limit what you can get to from run standpoint.
Of course.
But a good run out of gun is Wanda, where we're running to the open side away from the tight end on a tight zone action. And the other thing too is like you do get this zone read action. So while there are limitations to the gun, I think people often overlook some of the positives you get out of it. And again, like shout out to Cliff here too. I think one of the reasons you're getting this coverage structure is because of the personnel that you're in. So look who's on the field. Zach's on the field. This is basically like 10 personnel because I think a lot of teams treat Zach like a receiver. So they match you in nickel, right? And they're going to play more coverage emphasis because I think this team has a pretty heavy pass inclination when he's on the field. So this has all been built off of tendencies, off of opportunities, and I think leaning into those tendencies, saying, oh yeah, like you're saying, we're in the gun, like it looks like pass, and then now we can let Marcus check us to a good run, and we can put ourselves in a good position for an explosive or semi-explosive run. That's an 8-yard run. In the low red, like that's a big time thing. So I think it's a combination of factors. But yeah, you can run the football from the gun. It's just how do you do it and what looks are you running that football into? All right, now let's talk about maybe the highlight of the game, which is this screen to Deebo. And I will say this, like Cliff, man, like every once in a while, like I love how he's calling games right now. But every once in a while, whoever came up with this, Cliff, Tavita, Blau, whoever, this is a well-designed screen. So we're going to get Deebo motioning across the formation. Look at the back here. Like, look at what they're trying to set up here. And this is a nice little tunnel screen. I love the setup off of this. So the back's going to kind of bubble out here. Zach's going to kind of feather like he's blocking for the back. Deebo is kind of slow rolling this. Yeah, like he's slow rolling it. He's going to go block here. They're going to block here. It looks like they're trying to throw a swing. Watch the guys. Watch, who is this? Number 25. Watch him play here. Watch this guy play here. See how it pushes them out because the action is that way. And watch Deebo kind of bide his time, patiently come back underneath, and look at the timing here. This is excellent. So you can't be downfield on a screen.
No, as a lineman. Yeah, yes, you got to be within a yard, right?
So our guy Biadasz and Cosme, great patience here. Look at that. You see them? They're looking at the receiver. They're like, does he have it? Does he have it? Oh, he catches it. Now we're going. That couldn't be timed much better. That ball is in hand, and they are right smack dab at the line of scrimmage. Like, that is excellent. And they say that one of the best indicators of a well-coached offense is how you coach screens. And Cliff coaches the absolute hell out of screens. So get this ball out. We get hats on hats because this guy blocks himself. He's playing the back. This guy played out. He gets blocked by the offensive line. And then we leave one basically. Great job by Biadasz here getting up there. And then now we're off to the races. And our guy Chris Paul is working. Guys working down the field. But also, look at our receivers, Jason. Look at these guys working on the backside.
Is that more out there?
That is more, man. It would be so easy to take this play off and be like, it's never going to get all the way back over here. But he does an awesome job sticking with it. And then this is one of my favorite things about Deebo. Like, he's fast. Like, he looks excellent. Explosive here. Great vision. But watch him finish this. Like, it's never a good thing where as a DB, you end up with your head facing this direction. And like, that's just what Deebo brings. He brings a physical violence here that is so unique to him. Bow, fall down, and then I'm going to fall in the end zone. Like, he gets hit, Jason, like not close to the goal line. Like,
4 yards out.
He's like, like that's almost like he's getting tackled like right here, I'd say. And then just to get your shoulder pads down and finish this thing is tremendous. So again, there's a lot going on offensively, a lot of adversity this team is facing, but I love the scheme here. I love the design here. It's really hard to score in the low red without a big stud wide receiver. So let's find a creative way to get Deebo, our big stud wide receiver, the ball in space and let him do what he does best and go score a touchdown from 20 yards out. So I don't know. I just really love the design here, love the execution, love the timing. I think it shows a lot about the offense. And so that's why I wanted to show the play. Jason, you got anything? That's it?
No, that's a beautiful play. I love it.
It's a great play. Guys, thanks so much for joining us on the Film Breakdown Show. It's fun to talk about some really cool defensive design, execution, some fun offensive nuance there. And we'll have something for the bye week when we come back. Maybe we can get some film of Fletch and B. Mitch. That would be nice. Maybe NFL Films can help us out. But in the meantime, that's it.
Vamos, Commanders!
Vamos, Commanders! This show was filmed at the Big Bear AI Command Center studio. Big Bear AI offers mission-ready AI for a rapidly evolving world, proudly protecting the Washington Commanders and its fans.